Hello, everyone, and welcome to the live stream with the Brick Stop and Brick Monarch. He should be joining on in just a second. And hopefully, we have a strong connection tonight. If not, we will definitely try to shoot it over to him to host because we've had some problems in the past with that. So, thank you for joining. Welcome, everyone. I'm really excited about tonight. Sorry we had to postpone it. Last week, everyone was too busy, too much stuff going on. But we're excited to start up here. Sorry, I'm just checking the requests here. Here we go. All right. So yeah, I hope everyone's having a fantastic night. Thanks for joining in. Tonight, I'm really excited about our topic. Hey, and there's Mr. Brick Monarch himself. Welcome.
How's it going, man? Hang on one second.
No, you're good. I'm just happy we're all connected and ready to go here. So, all right.
All right, I am here.
It's been a rough couple of weeks for you. Busy times.
Oh yeah, yep. Bad busy.
Well, I'm very, very grateful and thankful that you are here tonight, and I'm excited to talk about the Dragon Masters with you tonight. So,
indeed.
So, yeah, I mean, why don't we just jump right into it? I mean, the Dragon Masters, we're talking about 1993 to 1995. So that's a good span of a couple years.
I think that the Wizards Tower, just those tower came out in 96, I think.
It may have been, or it was the last one at the end of 95. I can't remember for sure. So I'd have to double check that. You know, I get most of my stuff just off of Brickopedia. So for anyone who's interested in exploring all of the castle factions and things like that in more depth, Brickopedia is a really cool place to go to get information. And so I pull a lot of facts off of there, and then I scroll around online to see if there's anything else to go to that. But yeah. So I have a question for you. Do you consider it a sub-theme or a full theme?
The full theme.
That's what and I agree. But I've noticed that some websites call it a sub-theme, and I don't know why. Like, and then maybe, and so here's another question. What defines a sub-theme as opposed to a full theme, maybe? Because I'm not sure, and I would.
Well, honestly, I mean, I think that the sub themes really only fit into city. You know, like the sub theme of a city would be like the submarine or space stuff or mining. You know, that kind of thing.
Sure.
They'd be that are a sub theme.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's very prevalent today. Especially in Lego City. But back then, I mean, Wolfpack and even Forestmen were considered to be sub-themes for some reason, and like Dark Forest. And I'm not sure why.
Yeah, that doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah. But, I mean Dragon Masters.
You know, yeah, I mean, I don't think that they should have been even considered to be a sub-theme. I mean, they had their own sets. They had it was their own style. It was their own thing. They were battling against other people. They shouldn't have been a sub-theme. It should have just been a regular faction, you know?
Yeah. And yeah, I would maybe like to talk to somebody who maybe has a reasoning, like from Lego, why they considered things to be sub-themes or not. Because as a fan, I've always been like, oh yeah, Wolfpack's a sub-theme because it sounds right, because that's what they call it. But I don't really know, like, if there's a specific definition as to why a series of sets is a sub-theme as opposed to a full theme. But Dragon Masters has 11 sets, not including the re-releases, and 12 if you consider the Medieval Knights that came with the little Wolfpack and the 3 guys. That's its own theme. That's a lot of sets.
Yeah, man. The Dragon Masters had a castle. They had a tower.
Yep.
They had a den.
They had a den.
They had a magic shop.
Yep.
A magical workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
They had a dragon wagon. I mean, there was a whole wild array of various. I mean,
Yeah.
it had everything. It had everything there.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, honestly, one of the more fleshed out and complete themes, in my opinion. Like you said, you just named all of those things, and you buy 2 or 3 of those dragon wagons, you're in business. You got whole, you got dragons, not to mention, and that was a very cheap set for the time. Even I assume it ran around $20 or something like that.
Less than $20. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
What would have been really great is if the Dark Forest and the Wolfpack had an equivalent amount of sets.
Yeah, because they're in the similar spirit already, right? Like both of those are in the spirit of the Dragon Masters in the sense of like just the way they look.
Yeah, and not being like the mounted knight.
Yeah, exactly. They're like the underdog sets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although Dragon Masters weren't underdogs by any means because they had the power of the fire lizards.
Yes.
And I found a funny little quote about how they fought with the Wolfpack and the Black Knights and such. But then it said underneath that the Wolfpack were often seen as guests at the Dragon Masters. And I was like, not so sure they were guests. Unless they were like being humorous in saying that they were guests as in guests in their dragon pits.
Perhaps. I mean, you never really see them like coercing like in a positive form, I don't think. In any imagery anywhere ever depicted.
Not really. The only one maybe is again that the Castle Knights set where it's just the Wolfpack's just there standing with them, but he's not really like part of their crew. And then the other ones, like you said, they're like, well, I mean, and that's the thing. Wolfpack, we already know the Wolfpack are cunning and clever. And I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of them were running double agent type missions with the Dragon Masters. You know, they see a powerful wizard. I'm sure they wanted to get a piece of the pie.
Well, let's think about this. So the Dragon Masters fought against the Royal Knights.
You know what's weird about that is they are depicted in many pieces of literature as fighting the Royal Knights, but the Dragon Masters line was discontinued before Royal Knights came out.
I know.
So that's weird.
It's because they expected you to have the Dragon Masters.
But by the time that Royal Knights came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think you're right.
And I did. They expected right.
Right.
Because when you're a kid, right, and you like, okay, cool, I've got Magisto and the dragons and the Dark Dragon's Den and the shop and all this.
Yeah.
And then the Royal Knights come out, and you're like, wait a minute, they're fighting each other.
Oh yeah.
I have to have the Royal Knights.
Oh yeah. Because you see that in the set I've got actually back there of the Royal Knights drawbridge.
Royal Knights Castle right back behind me.
Right. And they're out there. I mean, without a doubt, there was an ideas book that came out in the mid-90s that had a massive panorama of the Royal Knights and the Dragon Masters just toe-to-toe with all these alternative builds and things like that. Yeah.
I'd like to see that. I have not seen that.
I can't find the image online, but you can buy the book online from like eBay.
Do you have the book?
I had the book, and I could try and dig it up, actually, but I'd have to leave the camera for a minute. So,
well, maybe afterwards you could go find it, take a picture of it, and text it over to me.
Yeah, maybe I'll throw it on an Instagram story, too, for people to take a look at. And mine's really beat up because I literally had it as a kid, so I was just, like, always looking at that picture. But it's amazing. They're, like, fighting in this gigantic cave. And, like, there's castles built up on both sides of the cave, and then all these, like, siege engines and stuff in the center. It's insane.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, I'll send it over to you. And it's an official Lego image, so it's really cool. But yeah, so guests, Wolfpack, who knows? I mean, we know that they were spying on them because there's images of the Wolfpack sneaking around.
I mean, the Wolfpack snuck around on everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they're always sneaking around.
They're just doing their thing. That's what they do.
Sniffing out things.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the new parts, because Dragon Masters, almost more than Black Knights or even Falcons or any of the other themes that came before, brought the insane amounts of new pieces. Just
yes.
Yeah. And I wrote a lot of them down, but like let's talk about a few.
I mean, the black helmet.
Yep.
The
Which
black
is
helmet.
awesome.
Yeah, which is great. Because it fit with the dragon plume, which was the dragon plume was already out, but it fit with it,
Right.
which was great.
Yeah.
Then what you got the actual dragon. You've got Megisto's hat.
Right.
The
so
beard.
the actual dragon, that helmet. Okay. Megisto's hat. I don't know where he is, so I'm not gonna pull him out. You have him. Yeah, there you go. We might as well walk through the parts and actually show him on the live stream here. There he is. Yeah. Well, hang on. This little fellow has 3 brand new pieces just on him.
Yeah.
The glow in the dark wand, the beard,
Right here.
and the hat. That guy is a barrel of just new molds.
Yeah, which was actually just so great when it came out.
Absolutely.
I mean, I remember being a kid and looking at this and being like, it's the blue peasant.
Yeah.
Like torso, right?
Yeah.
It's a blue version of that.
Right.
And then the beard and the hat, and I mean, we've already talked about my Christmas nostalgia and like the whole winter and the dragon thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
right. Yeah, well, bring it up again, because I mean that was 5 episodes ago. Yeah. So those are all new molded pieces. No, but yeah, why don't you reiterate what you were talking about with a different season for Dragon Masters, because that was a while ago, and we might have new listeners. So
yeah, so I got the bulk of the theme for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I lived way up north, so I always connected the two with like snow and like cold.
Okay. Yeah.
You know? And then the dragon fire was cool, and Megisto was wearing a beard, and
yeah,
I don't know, it's
just gave you, so when you were younger, it felt so foreign to the original European-based like castle sets. You're like, these guys are from another place.
Yeah.
And they did a good. Yeah, I totally see that. I mean, they even have like some autumn feel to them a little bit, where
I mean, I want to say even the big axe, the big halberd, was a new piece as well.
I think so. Yeah. So I was curious, was the horse armor new? I don't have a piece of that lying around. I mean, I do. I just don't.
The red helmet for the horse. Yes.
Yeah.
New mold.
Yeah. So that was a new mold. And then let's see. The dragon, of course, we already talked about that. Oh, the first time in Castle that flags and capes were made of cloth. That's a new.
Yep.
It came with new head prints and new body prints for all of them.
Yep.
And let's see what else. I wrote up a couple things here. The halberds, yep, wizard, and all the wizard parts. Yeah. So and it was the first the appearance of the flame, which is in like every set ever made now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this theme was setting precedents across the board. So regardless of whether you like the builds or not, Jordan, Perry, I'm calling you out. Remember him? He said he was going to come on here and drop a bunch of crap on us. I don't see him yet. But he'll see this later.
You know, there's 2 variations of that flame, too.
Yeah.
The original one had the little peg sticking off one side and off the bottom, so you could turn the flame because it would sit in the dragon's mouth that way.
Yeah. Do you have... Here, I got one here. Let me talk about that, because I absolutely despise the new one. I don't mind the new colors, but yeah, you're probably pulling it up here too. So we have a little peg. You can see that. That's from the old school way, and it fits right here. You're setting yours up too, right into the dragon's mouth. Look at that.
Yeah.
And that's what the peg was for. Yep. You kind of see that. Yeah. They're a little blurry because of the focus,
but it was to put it, in like this to where you could see it.
Yeah.
Right. Or if you're doing like a front view.
Right. You had the 2 options.
Like this, where it was like blowing down.
Right. Yeah. And then they removed the peg. I mean, because they don't produce the dragon anymore. So I get that. But like, I love the old ones with the pegs, because the new ones don't have the pegs. They just sit flat.
I have the ones with the pegs.
Yeah. Well, I have tons of the ones with the pegs too. But I ended up with a handful of the other ones because I got some of the later cast of stuff, and they come on, like we said, a ton of other stuff. So, but yeah, Yeah, so regardless of your opinion of the sets, whatever you want to call them, they still ushered in a golden age of new parts, which then influenced many builds and themes and such since then. So that's pretty cool stuff. I did look into like what it would be, what you would have if you ended up buying all the complete theme, and you end up with 3 dragons, which is not a bad number of dragons. But like we talked about, that dragon wagon under $20, buy 4 or 5 of those, you can boost that. You got the I'm over here trying to be all like, let me tell you about the Dragon Masters. You got your like, is that the storybook?
It is.
Dude, that's so cool. I never got that one.
Oh, it's fucking amazing, dude. Look at this.
Yeah. It's so great. Jack and the Beanstalk. And that giant minifigure is so cool because the giant is the minifig because they put a little mini guy in next to it.
Yeah.
Really clever stuff. You know, what's cool about that is, and I'm really bummed because I can't remember his name, but I met the designer at BrickCon who originally came up with that concept, then worked with another person to bring it to ideas, and then actually got the build made. And I follow him on my Instagram. I wish I could give him a shout out because he's a really cool guy, and he was showing me stuff like that, and I was like, dude, this guy's awesome. But so I was excited to be able to meet that designer because it's a phenomenal piece.
Yeah, it's a great build. I love it.
Yeah.
I kept the Jack and the Beanstalk. But the Red Riding Hood is a cool setup as well.
Yeah. Was there a cool feature with like the bean doing its thing on the Red Riding Hood, or is it just the house that opened?
No, it was the house that opened.
Okay.
But, the wolf, grandma wolf was in the bed, and which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Someone joined and said, "Hey guys."
Hey.
What's going on? Jetta? I hope that's how you say it. Like I said, every single darn live, I always screw somebody's Instagram tag up. And they're very kind to tell me how it's supposed to be pronounced. So I appreciate that, guys. Welcome, Robbie Duck 12. Welcome to the stream here we got. Good day. So let's see. Showed up in the Royal Knight. I don't know if we talked about the Dragon Masters showing up in Royal Knights and Dark Forest sets with some weird funky shields from the Black Knights, which I assume they stole.
They had to have.
But yeah, so they show up in at least two other sets that are not Dragon Masters.
I think that set symbolized that the Dragon Masters took out the Black Knights.
So you had to say that as soon as Jordan just joined. Did you know that? You said it as soon as he joined. You're like, and the Dragon Masters took out the Black Knights.
They did. They did.
Well, we know they fought him for sure. He says, "Sorry, I'm late. Dragon Masters suck, though." In case you don't cover that already. I was tempted to have him come on and we could just do like the whole battle, but I thought it would get too chaotic, so I might sit down with him sometime and do a Dragon Masters versus Dragon Masters, good and bad. Took over or split off. Yeah, I'm with Brick Monarch on this one, saying that they did not split off from the Black Knights, that they are a completely foreign faction, maybe even to the actual physical continent of where Lego Castle was happening.
Yeah.
And they flew in on dragons and rolled in on boats and took over.
They did.
Yeah, that's kind of what I see. I see we're already to throwing hands. Yeah, we're all ready to throw hands.
I mean,
how
can you not love this? How can you not love this set right here?
I love it. I love it. I don't got no beef with that set. It's so cool. And that is Magisto's Magic Workshop.
Yes, indeed. I dropped a sword. One of the classic ones in old gray.
Yes. Those old gray swords are so great. The old broadsword, right? I mean, that's what you call it. Yeah. Great set, Robbie Ducks 12. Thanks, man. Okay, I do like that one. but they don't have a proper castle. So fire.
Are you sure?
Fire breathing fortress is in Jordan's defense here. It is called a fortress, and it has a dragon's den underneath it. So I understand where he's coming from in the sense that it's not a traditional castle. But that's kind of what makes it cooler, right?
Yeah, I mean, Magisto isn't a traditional knight.
No, he's a dude flying around on dragons,
Yeah,
terrifying.
he's flying around dragons with glow-in-the-dark wands and stuff.
The only glow-in-the-dark thing the other knights got was a bunch of ghosts.
Something else too about the Dragon Masters is there was the transition of treasure to like throwing the 1x1 round red, trans red, and trans green in the treasure chest versus like the classic yellow. And I know that you're familiar with the classic yellow because you have it in some of your custom stuff.
Almost all of them. Yeah, because I really actually love it.
And let's see. Right before that was the Black Knights. They had the yellow. The Wolfpack had the yellow. You know, but then the Dragon Masters come out and they've got the red and green trans, and they were like the first gemstone,
Sure.
right?
Yeah. So they have the translucent.
That gave it like a whole nother level of, you know, inspiration, creative, and like you're like, oh, cool. Well, so this is the treasure. So these are like must be magic gems. And then like, you know, the childhood comes up, and you're like, okay, the Elf Stone of Shannara, you know, the book. Terry Brooks did the whole line of books, right?
Right.
And you know, I read all those when I was a kid because my dad had them.
Nice.
So I was like, cool. These are like special gems.
Right.
So yeah. So at that point, I had a mix of Legos, right? City, space, everything. Yeah. So I took every red and green trans piece and gave them all to Magisto.
So he had just filled that dragon pit full of gems.
Yeah, and then I went on a bender when the actual crystal thing, the little crystal piece came out.
The little ruby.
I've got hundreds of every color.
I've got so many of those, man. Yeah, I like that. I really like, you know, and that's so simple. And people sometimes rag on Lego. I've done it myself, where they just repurpose a part instead of doing something new. But like, that's so ingenious to take the gold 1x1 pips or the yellow ones and switch them out with translucent pieces and say like, these are gems, like this is the thing. And that carried over into Royal Knights. You get the same treasure chest in Hemlock Stronghold full of the gems. Yeah, I really like it. That's so cool. Robbie Duck 12 is out. He has to go eat some food. Bye. He said he'll watch it later. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate the view later. It's a dragon pit with a platform on top, hands in the air, says Jordan. Well, you know what? That's what I need. I'm fine with that. Well, and here's the thing, like, it's an absolute transfer over from your traditional crusaders and knights and castles to instant fantasy. You got the cone towers, you've got the large cliffs with the big gates where dragons are flying out of them. None of the builds are traditional on any level. I mean, they are very much inspired by 90s fantasy. Yeah. Look at that. You got that awesome brick-built dragon head that spits rocks down on intruders. Oh, dude, you know what's interesting is the camera's flipping it around because it's backwards. So it's like,
really?
The head's not supposed to be on that side. Or no. You got it right. I was just looking at it funny.
Oh yeah, and there's a Wolfpack guy.
Barry Lee. There he is. Yeah, because you could drop the Wolfpack to the floor.
In there, you can't get it open because I don't have little kid hands right now. I mean, this is pretty cool. Right. I mean, you know, like these walls come down. You know, you got the printed.
Thanks, Jordan. I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, that set is great. I need to build mine because that is such a cool set. I really like it. And that, honestly, let's give credit to the designer of that set who did the trapdoor mechanism. Quite impressive how he pulled that off. Or she designed it. But Dragon Masters was the last, if the best era before it went downhill, in my opinion. Yeah, I still stick it out for the Fright Knights and the Royal Knights, and I know that's not a popular opinion among some classic Castle fans, but I would say after the Fright Knights, we really, really see some downhill stuff. I can even get behind some of the Knights Kingdom 1 with King Leo and the Bull Knights, but after that, it's all gone. Let's see. Jason, you killed it. And I do love fantasy, but with a bit more of a traditional flair. I mean, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, not all these castle themes are going to be for everyone, and that's kind of the great thing about it. You know, I mean, we can all look back and pick and choose what we like, and that's the cool stuff. So that's part of the cool thing about Lego. It's the next set I'm after buying. Yeah, so Barry Lee Cullen is trying to get a hold of the Fire Breathing Fortress right now. That's a good set to get a hold of, man.
Yeah, it might be easier to find the parts.
Yeah, yeah,
rather than like a completed version of it.
yeah.
Honestly, that's what I did. I found the plate. I got the plate, and then I go on benders where I just collect like a certain type of minifig until I've got 30 or 40 of them.
Right. Then you can just push them into the sets you need them. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just push them into the sets.
Yeah, and honestly, even that printed dragon, the gilded dragon window panel, and the gilded arch, I found them on Bricklink not that expensively. So even though they're pretty unique parts and they're very highly detailed, I was able to get a hold of one of them for not less than I assumed they went for. So
I actually made a special order to get the archway piece.
Okay.
Because I just, you get a list of parts, right? And then you get like 15 or so orders going on Bricklink, and you're like, well, let me check this. Before I click pay now, let me go ahead and check for this part at everybody.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. AK Brickster, and they did introduce a ton of amazing parts, but there is no barding and no full plate armor knights, and the emblem is a copy of the Black Knights. And so beginning on, it is partly a rock. So me banging on it is partly to rock the boat. Yeah, you're right. I mean, a Dragon Master's barding would have been sick. I agree with that. And
but
they didn't really
need a cool flag.
Well, and here's the thing. Yeah, they'd have the cloth capes, they had the flags. They didn't need necessarily full breastplates. This one's not a great example, but you got the armor printed on them.
Yeah, the armor looked good. Let's see, which one is that?
This is the guy that actually before.
Well, you've also got the capes too.
Yeah,
which was a great addition for these guys.
Yeah. And yeah, Jordan, you're right. Tons of new parts, and we went over almost, I think, every single one earlier in the stream.
Yeah,
so you can go back and check that out. Yeah. So there was good and bad with this theme, I would say, but for me, it's mostly good. The Green Dragon, obviously.
So I have all the sets. I have all the sets completed, right? But this is my extra.
Nice. You got
Dragon
the extra
Masters
bag.
minifigs.
Yeah, I have to keep sorting mine. I've got so many stacked somewhere, but they're cool. They're a cool faction to get a hold of. I talked about this in one of my YouTube videos briefly quite a while back. They have like a barbaric feel to them with their big plumage and their like the helmets that stick up on their heads and the capes, the large axes. They are very foreign to Lego Castle, and I've reiterated that a couple times now in the stream. But they brought such a unique feel to Lego Castle, regardless of whether or not.
Yeah, so that was one of the prints, and then the other print had the full dragon.
Yeah, isn't that an interesting print too? Here's this guy with the full dragon. Yeah, and he's like standing there. He's standing like facing you, and his head is tilted because it wouldn't have worked very well if they had drawn it straight on.
Yeah,
it's honestly, it's a wacky looking guy. I love it because it's so unique, but it is a funny looking torso. I like the other ones a little more. Like this one kind of reminds me of the Wolf Pack, right? Because just the straight on. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I really like that. And then this one is just really clean. This one's I think this one's a nicely designed torso.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of fun times with those guys.
It's always good having extra wizards around.
You gotta have them, man. You gotta have them.
I do
Mismatched
have
arms
them.
and legs were also new for Castle at the time. Blue and black. That's a good point. I didn't even bring that up. They did. That was completely new to have different colored legs and arms on minifigs.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Why
It
didn't they put
almost had like a jester feel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I really like that. Let's see. I'm just checking comments real quick. That's a good point, Jordan. Why didn't they put that torso print on the shield? That
They
would be
should have.
awesome.
They
That would
should
have
have.
been, you know, that's one very minor change that would have completely given them an even more unique look instead of, like you said, they did. I mean, it's the same print as the the Dark Knights.
Black Knight.
I knew that Jester feel because they're a joke. Get out of here. Jordan, he's just after it again.
Oh well.
Yeah, so let's see. That's most of what I had written down. Jordan actually brought up some great points as well, which was really cool. And I like that they showed up a couple times in some media. They showed up in the Lego Racers game. I don't know if any of you guys ever played that game, but it was me and my brother's one of my favorite computer games as a kid. And you get to play. I think you either fight or like race against one of the Dragon Masters, or he's just one of the racers in there. And then they showed up more recently in an app game called Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxed, and you get one of the Dragon Masters as a character you can level up and use in that game. So that's kind of fun. This is way more fun than work. Are you at work, or are you just chilling? You're at work, just like crapping on the live stream.
I know that you've seen this, Jason. I've showed it to you, but this is one of the original posters.
Yes, I have that framed, sitting. Well, it's actually in my house right now, but it's gonna move over when I have a place for it.
I mean, you've got the Dragon Masters overhaul here. You've got the Wolfpack Tower down here. You got the Dungeon Master's Castle off in the background.
Nice. Yeah, you just got that massive fantasy flair. You got the white. Did you just mention the white plume knight? Is that the white plume dragon knight or the black knight? Yeah, he's riding up with the red guy.
Yeah, as you see him coming in,
and they're freaking out.
The Black Knights.
They're just freaking out. Yeah, even on the brick, like the online like Wikipedia or Brickopedia, talked about how the Black Knights and the Wolfpack feared the power of Mephisto. Because let's be real. It said basically that he has the power to control dragons, which is quite a power. And I think the only thing that really could come up against him at near the end of his reign was the witch. Combined strength of the witch and Basil Batlord with their, I don't know if the Black Dragons add a lot of interesting speculation. Or did they steal, or like how the orcs, I don't know, like in Lord of the Rings, the orcs are twisted versions of elves and trolls are twisted versions of like ents and things like that. And I'm wondering if maybe the Fright Knights twisted Mephisto's original like ideas for dragons and turned them to these black dragons with the translucent wings and used the power against him, his own like creations.
Maybe.
That makes it way more cooler than the actual like theme. And I give like I stand behind Fright Nights a lot, but I do know that they aren't well made sets. But I like to say, like, if you think about what the theme, listen though, like what the theme originally like was. If I didn't show you any of the sets and I described what the theme was supposed to be, would that not sound like one of the coolest Lego themes of all time?
Yes, it does until you see the builds.
Okay, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Because like there's hope for recreating all the builds. I mean, we can do whatever we want, right? So I just like that was a theme and it ran right in tandem with the fantasy that they were trying to create with Dragon Masters.
Yeah, it was a cool concept.
Cool concept, didn't execute well.
The build is the builds on those are like equivalent with the 3-in-1 castle.
I don't want to talk about the 3-in-1 castle. I've been looking at so many images, dude.
I know, and I've officially decided that I'm not buying it.
Really?
Yeah.
They didn't help, huh?
Nope.
It is enclosed, at least. Did you see that? It is fully enclosed once it's shut.
Well,
at least that.
Cool, I guess.
Well, people were all going on about how, like, oh, it's still opening back. I'm like, no, it's definitely closed. But yeah, that's fair. Good story. Let's see. Barry Lee Collins. Good story. The only good thing about Fright Nights is the witch.
I would agree.
It's cool. And you could get her on that tiny little set with the cat and the fireplace.
Yep.
Super cool little set. And yeah, it's cool to have her with Magisto, like to have those two figures if you're like displaying figures or something.
I do.
That would be cool.
I have two of her, I think. And that's it.
Yeah.
I never really got into like super collecting.
Yeah, well, see, because I was kind of all into it, I got several of them, but yeah, it is a great minifigure. And you have that in tandem with Magisto. You got the two sides there, which is pretty fantastic. I pulled one up. I don't know if you find one.
Oh no, I totally didn't see it. I'm sorry.
I threw it up there. Yeah. If you're looking for one, I was able to find one.
I was looking at my collection of gold and silver plates that I've been collecting.
You know, I don't know why, but I ended up with a pile of those as well, and I don't really even try to collect them, but maybe mine are mostly orange. There's a ton of annoying orange ones. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I don't own any of those.
I don't know what I would do
Mine
with
are
them.
only silver and gold.
Those are cool. Oh, dude. Yeah, those can work really well on a lot of
Well, I mean, I really wanted to build a big giant dining hall, like a royal dining hall. And I needed plates.
Yeah.
For that.
That's the glory of Bricklink right there, man.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's see. Jordan says, wow, I am torn as well. It's a C- for me. I'm assuming he's talking about the creator Castle. Might buy one to support Castle as a principal. See, that's what you and I said originally. We're like, oh, yeah, we have to support Castle, but it sounds like you've kind of pulled off of that one.
I mean, he gave it more credit than I would.
Sure.
I gave it an F-.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know yet, man. I've been off and on with this thing for so long, just looking at it and then thinking what the heck happened and then thinking, well, it could be improved and thinking, I don't know. I'm not going to say what I think about it yet. I probably will end up getting one if I'm in a place to be able to grab one. But, yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, Cullis. I've been saying Collins with an N. There's no N. Cullis. Barry Lee Cullis. That's fair enough. He said like in portcullis. Now I'll remember. That's true.
Yeah, he's on Facebook. He's always posting in the castle pages.
I believe I've seen some of that. Yeah, I've seen some of his work. It's actually pretty cool. Molded Dragon was one of the best parts of the Fright Nights. Yeah, the black, that's cool about them too. You get the black dragon, so you get the variant, right? And that's a fun thing to have. I actually have more black ones than green ones I might have, actually, because they were a lot easier to get a hold of with the Fright Nights. They put them on some real cheap sets. F- as a set in general. C- knowing it is inherently limited due to being a creator. Yeah. I mean, we can talk about the creator set again for a while if we wanted to. I mean, that's the biggest problem. It's not a castle theme. It's a creator set. The one thing I have to defend it, though, or not defend it, because the pirate ship in the creator line was actually really cool.
Yeah, it was a great set.
So it's like they pulled it off for pirates in the creator line. I don't feel like they pulled it off so much for castle. So
not even close.
I think we can leave it at that. Well, man, let's see. Well, by the way, thanks for everyone joining in and dropping comments. We really appreciate it. It's always fun to keep the conversation going. I feel like I had a couple things I wanted to say, and I can't remember what they were about the Dragon Masters. Oh, Well, like we always do, which one was your favorite set?
Dark Dragon's Den
Yeah, that one is iconic for their theme.
with the follow up of the workshop.
Yes.
I mean, the Dark Dragon's Den was so cool when it came out because you didn't get there was no burps in any set before Wolfpack Tower.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and then the Wolfpack the ghost the ghost surprise or whatever it was, which was also a Wolfpack set.
Yep.
And then you get the Dark Dragon's Den, and there's like a whole plethora of them, and you're like, as a kid, you're looking at like the box, and you're like, oh my god, look at this mountain thing. How is that put together? And then when you get down to brass tacks with it, it's like the simplest build that you could possibly do. I mean, it's got like 400 parts. It's stupid. You know what I'm saying? But it's just so great at the end.
See, I am a huge advocate of burps. I love them, and I know you like them as well.
Oh God, I love them.
They're fun, and I don't see them as like, oh, this is the decline of Lego. Like people always talk about, oh yeah, this is when Lego was building all their big parts and this and that. And I was like, yeah, you could say that. Like that's fine and everything.
The burp does not fit into that, man.
I feel like it doesn't because they really took it to extremes in like the early 2000s, and that was quite a bit after the large rock pieces that we're talking about came in.
Look, these are the Hogwarts burps.
Yep.
A whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
I love these corner pieces.
Dude, those were such a cool. I was so happy that they pulled those out, because like that's a new mold and a fairly recent time. Like
I got big bags of burps.
You love those things. Yeah, I've got a stack of them back too.
I've got them in all the colors.
Because you got these that actually make perfectly supplemental ones too. Yeah. I think they actually work really well together. Because you can do like nice little corners and stuff. Do you have any of the it was light gray for the Western ones, right? Did they do tan ones? I think they did, right? I like those. Those were really cool.
Those. I don't have any of the light gray.
George said,
I do have the ones with the green in the mold.
Yeah, did those come on the dwarf mine?
Yes.
And some of the I think they came on a couple of the different crowny night or the crown like the royal or fantasy era nights.
Yeah.
Let's see.
They start doing some weird stuff.
I love the Dragon Wagon personally. Barry Lee Cullis. And no, burps are not awesome. Yeah, they are. They're so cool. I'll build my whole thing out of burps. Jordan. Okay. In Jordan's defense, I've seen the rock work that he does on his castle build, and it is top notch. So he puts in the work. So I give him that as an excuse to crap on burps, but
well, yeah, I mean that's great. That's great and everything, but you could also take a large number of burps and start that process and then customize with less pieces.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. So, and we all come from different backgrounds. We all come from different financial situations. We all come from different budgets, and that's understandable. And that is a good point. That if you don't have 1,000 bricks to make a brick wall or the money to buy that, grab a couple burps and you can really set yourself up for a really cool mock where you can just detail on top of those things a little bit.
Yeah, you could detail the burps like they did in Hogwarts Castle. Where you throw the wedges in and you throw like a couple of extra different colors in there, no problem.
Sure.
So great.
Burp. We got Robbie Ducks 12. Burp. Capital. Get out of here, Jordan. I can't read your quotes anymore. One of these days. I agree with you there. Yeah, so yeah, he was saying they're only cool if you hide them in your builds. But then he said what we were talking about with the being able to build some pretty cool stuff without breaking the bank. Basically, he agrees with that. That's true.
Yeah, I think that the burps are an excellent. They're strong pieces. They're light. Yeah. You know, I mean, you can build quite a structure with a few random standard parts and like
Yeah.
30 burps.
Well, and here's the other thing. There's a certain style. It's like the raised base plates. There's a certain aesthetic of old school, like set type building, which you see that I do a lot of. And it's like the burps can allow you to build, because they don't print base plates anymore, not raised ones. And you can grab a handful of burps and kind of make a raised base plate to start your castle off on. That looks actually pretty cool. And you don't need to try and pick up.
It's got depth. It's got texture. You can always add to it. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that the burps are a great piece, man. They're a great piece. I love them. I love them.
We're done defending them. We both agree.
I'm going to make a routed sign of just a burp. So you can just hang a big burp on your wall.
There you go. Yeah, somebody recently did I don't know if it was a sign or a t-shirt. I think it was a t-shirt. And it was like, "Welcome to Burp National Park." And it was just a burp on the shirt. And I was like, that's actually great. Like, yeah, I appreciate that. All right. At the end of the show, will you guys both have any news, updates, or sneak peeks behind the scenes or projects? I'll think about that. I'm not 100% sure that I got too much to talk about. We're all still working. I mean, I know, Andrew, you've been really slammed with work, so you haven't had time to really put a lot into the Lego side of things.
I have, but
I'm always coming up with ideas. That's the face right there. That's what I'm talking about.
maybe I should.
Yeah.
So
well, you think about it.
I'm working on this really cool thing, and you're only going to get a quick glimpse of it. So I'm going to grab it real quick. I'm going to take it across the screen, and then it's going to go bye-bye.
All right. So anyone here?
I'm getting scolded. I can't do it.
Oh, no. Well, let's see. Yeah, you got the red light there real quick. So maybe you might want to hold off on that one.
She's controlling my content.
Lego Lady Bricks, which shout out to your account. Go follow her. She's got some really fun Lego content that she's putting together. But yeah, she's your better half, as seen by the loud no across the screen.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm not allowed to show secret stuff.
Got you, lol. Yeah. I'm working on a couple different things. I'll talk about this one because I've been watching a documentary on Netflix called The Lost City of Pirates, I think is what it's called. And it's actually really cool. It's the historical backstory of where we get all these legends from with all the pirates, and where we get shows like Black Sails and things like that. And it just really inspired me to do a Lego NASA, right? The Pirate Haven, the Pirates Republic. And so I'm working. I'll say this because I mean, who's going to see this, right? I'm working on a modular pirate NASA built mostly in the old school style, where you can clip these big things together with lighthouses and storage rooms and a fort and everything. And you clip it all together, you can create a big pirate haven. So that's partially one of the projects I'm working on, along with all the other crazy stuff that's going on.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'll shoot you over some screenshots of what I got so far. It's pretty much now nothing. There's barely anything right now. So
Free Bird Seed said, didn't the Dragon Master sets include the molded staircase? Yes.
First time?
The spiral one.
The spiral one, yeah. Oh, did they come out after or before the Paradisa ones? Because there was a pink one on a lighthouse, wasn't there?
I don't know. I think so.
I think there might have been. So either way, they definitely employed those for sure. And they had a black staircase.
Yeah, the Dark Dragon's Den comes with the black one.
Yeah, which is that the only set that comes with a black one? It might be.
I think so.
Is there
Then you had the straight one, the straight staircase piece that came with the Forbidden Island, one of the original pirate sets.
Well, wasn't that in dark gray? Actually,
it was.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, Yeah, so that's a good point. I think that, well, it was definitely the first series to have those in black, definitely, and it employed the spiral staircase really well. I love that about the Dark Dragon's Den, how it spirals up into the top area. It's
I
just
know.
interesting. You don't
Like
see
I
that in
said,
another set.
couple hundred pieces, phenomenal look. It's so great. You
Yeah,
can't go wrong using a whole bunch of perks.
yeah. Jordan says, also, thanks, guys, for humoring all my chatter. I mean, it just adds to the fun, honestly. We're not hating on each other. We're just having fun. So, also, I want to say thank you, Freebird Seed, for contributing to our question and answer live stream a couple back. That was really awesome. So I appreciate you dropping in a question for us to talk about. My favorite Dragon Masters set is the Dragon. Is it Megisto's Tower? I believe is that all it was called. And
Yeah.
probably the only reason I think that is because it's so obscure, and I'm always going after these weird things that aren't part of the main like group of sets. Dragon Master's Fortress I've been trying to do ever since I saw it, like you said. But I really like Megisto's Tower, and it just comes with some weird stuff like that random backdrop. The cardboard backdrop. Dude, I love it. You're like, let me see. Like, I'm going to display my big Fright Nights plastic cave, and then I'm going to put up my Megisto's cardboard backdrop.
Yeah, you're going to put up the cave that you can literally see the back of, and it's not even dark.
Yeah. Yeah. You can barely, you know what's funny about that cave? I wish I had it. I have it upstairs in the house, but you can't, you can barely even fit the dragon in the cave. Like, I think he has to kind of sit like sideways in it. It's pretty fantastic. Let's see. Barry Lee Cullis. Wasn't the Dark Dragon's Den reveal the Dark Fortress for the first time? Or do you think that was with a figure? I'm not sure what that means. Are you saying, like, is the Dark Dragon's Den part of the Dark Forest? Could have been. Could have been in the Dark Forest for sure. But I'm not sure what the question 100% is. JMS Bricks joined. Hey, welcome, man. And then, do you have all the Dragon Master sets, Andrew?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the themes that I also have completed, and I'm very excited about that. And I think that's pretty cool. So.
Yeah, I love them. I'm pretty sure that I've photoed them all and put them all on my Instagram.
Cool. Well, go check that out, guys. Because I think I know I've seen some of them for sure.
There's one photo where I put the whole theme together and just took a snapshot of it, minus the fire-breathing fortress. And of course, you get that one heckler out there that's just, "Where's the fire-breathing fortress?"
Right.
And I'm like, "It's on the shelf, dick."
What's up, guys? Nothing. We're just probably nearing the end of our Dragon Masters live stream. We've had some really fun stuff happen so far. We got some fantastic comments and some interaction. My buddy had the cave. It was so silly. Robbie Ducks 12. Dude, come on, man. We don't need another person dumping on the cave. We already had all his stuff.
That cave sucked.
The Dark Dragon's Den cave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
you
that
like
cave.
That one? Wait, what cave are you talking? Oh, he's talking. Never mind.
The plastic one.
My bad. I thought he was talking about the Dark Dragon's Den. I was like, dude, don't crap on my Dark Dragon's Den. Okay, the cave. Yes. Okay. Yeah. No, the plastic one sucked. Everyone agrees that was crap.
Yeah.
Is he talking? Was he? Okay. Was that? Wasn't that the Dark Dragon's Den? Okay. No. Never mind. Okay. I bought a sealed box of Megisto's Tower a few years ago at a thrift store. Best find ever. Holy crap, man. That is awesome.
That is awesome.
I had to drag mine off of eBay several years ago. Probably had to replace some parts on it and everything like that, and it was still expensive. So that's such a cool find.
Mine, I pieced mine together completely.
Yeah. That's like you said, that's probably one of the better ways to do it. You probably get it for cheaper than trying to buy it complete.
Yeah, well, you buy it complete, and then you got all these super used parts.
Sure.
And you don't know what condition it's going to be in until you get it.
That's a good point too, because you can kind of monitor that a little better if you're piecing it together yourself as you go.
Yeah, you can.
I like that. That's cool.
You know, I
And
like
then,
to. I always search the new section.
mm-hmm.
You know, on Bricklink, and you know, like I said, I've just had some really bad experiences buying castles, classic castles from like eBay and stuff like this.
Sure.
You know, I mean, I bought the King's Castle complete, right? King's Castle was the old gray.
Yeah.
And I mean, I put it together, and it had the gray. The grays were very varied in, you know, color tone.
Faded.
Like there was like 3 different colors in it, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, this is awful."
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that a couple times before. So you've kind of taken that as a lesson to work on doing the stuff yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's another cool benefit to piecing the sets together that you want to get eventually is, you know, those prices are insane to buy it complete. And you could slowly put together a couple sets you really want for a fairly minimal amount of money over a period of time, right? So that's a cool way to do it too. Again, if we're talking about people who, you know, don't have a ton of money to spend on these crazy plastic bricks, that's a great way to do it and get some of the old school, hard to find, expensive sets for over a period of time a little less. That's really a good point.
Yeah. So I did some math. I did some math on that too, and what I did was, I would go through Bricklink and download all the parts lists, right, for all the sets that I wanted.
Yeah.
And then I would merge the parts list. So, like, if there was, you know, 22 1x2 light gray bricks.
Got it.
And this, and then there was 15. And that, I did, like, a total of that part.
Okay.
And then I ordered them slowly but surely off of, you know, off of Bricklink. And I want to say the total cost was, like, $1,100. Over the course of like maybe 4 or 5 months.
Sure.
And I completed like, it was like 15 classic castle sets.
Right. And I can guarantee you.
That was minifigs too. Minifigs,
right. Okay.
As well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I've seen lots for like on eBay for 4 of the classic castles for $1,100.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So you're absolutely correct.
Now,
that
I don't have the
put all
box.
those together.
I don't have the original box, but you know, I have been collecting like the original instructions.
Cool. Yeah, those are pretty cool to get a hold of.
Yeah, they're good to get a hold of.
Awesome. Well, that's a good point. Yeah, so that's good to know. So, you know, for those who aren't too hyper about getting the original box or the instructions necessarily, that's a good life hack, I suppose you could say, is, you know, find one you're interested in looking at, see what you got in your collection that you already have, throw that in a box, and then start working on building it over the course of a couple months through small orders on Bricklink and stuff. I like that. That's really cool. All right, man.
I did 15 of them at a time.
Well, sure. I'm trying to create practical application here, man. We're not all Mr. Brick. We're not all Mr. Brick Monarch over here. That's awesome. Let's see. JMS Bricks 1906 is an awesome set because of the decorated wall pieces. Yeah, I think I was originally talking to you, Brick Monarch, or Andrew, about the set. Is that the Wizard Tower where it comes with like all the cool parts all in one little set?
Yep.
Yeah, the pointed roof, the staircase, both the printed parts, like Magisto. I guess it doesn't have a dragon in it, but that's the only thing that's missing. The Wizard Tower has a dragon in it? No.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
No, it doesn't.
It came with a horse.
It came with a horse and a cart. And then Magisto. Yeah. Probably a treasure chest in there somewhere and one of those cool little scrolls. Oh, yeah, that was another piece.
Another custom, that was a custom print on that tile.
Yeah. So I
love that tile. That's cool, even though it looks like gibberish.
Dude, it is. That's the greatest part about it.
I know. Do you play Minecraft, Jason?
I used to more. My son plays a lot of it, so I watch him play now, but I used to play it all the time.
Okay, so like if you're like super into Minecraft, like everybody in my family plays Minecraft, right?
Okay.
Like during the winter we play for hours and like we'll just whole day Minecraft building. So in Minecraft you can enchant items, right, with the spell book, right?
Yeah.
And when you
Yeah.
go to like click on it, right, to like go in, it's like
Yep.
the same gibberish. Like
It's
you don't know
similar.
what it says,
It's
right?
very similar.
It's very
Yeah,
similar.
because you have to like just put like a gemstone in there and then just hit like go and hope you get something good.
Yeah, basically. But
That's awesome.
it was very close to like the Magisto and the gems, and it was, you know, it's cool.
I like that. Yeah, it feels almost like a little Easter egg there almost. Cause like yeah, it even has some of the funky letters that have that curved look on them and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. I like that. I like that. Jordan, I'm getting stoked to get some building in after work now with all this discussion. Dude, and that's what we're here for, man. We want to inspire people to be building and doing cool stuff, and we want to talk about the old stuff that we love and the castles and get people stoked about it because that's what we're all
And
about.
stuff you hate.
What?
Talking about everything that he doesn't like today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think he said he was at work with the earphones in. That's awesome. Appreciate it. Appreciate it for you coming on. I think we're gonna let you go, Andrew. You need to get some rest from all those crazy hours you've been pulling.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I see you.
Yeah,
I see you.
Crystal's making homemade pizza at home, so
Oh,
I'm
dude.
pretty excited.
I gotta let you get out of here, man. That is more than a reason to roll out. Yeah, Andrew, Jordan, one last thing from Jordan here. One last jab. Yeah, a lot of building without burps later. I appreciate that, man. You got to build how you build. That's what it's.
I'm gonna build a 6-foot tower of nothing but burps.
Cool. Yeah, actually, you should 100% do that and post it. I would love that. I will totally promote that. Be like
burp
that
tower.
Best tower in Lego Castle. The burp tower.
Ever.
All right, man. It was a blast. I was really excited to be able to do this. I apologize for pushing it out a week, but that's just what happens sometimes. And so I'm really happy you were able to come on and do this and get back into the Lego, get back into the talk.
Yeah, man. What do we got? What do we talk about next?
Well, I mean, it's Royal Knights and Fright Nights, and we're about done with everything that came Royal Knights. You got the set built. I mean, we got to do it. Let's do Royal Knights. I got the drawbridge back here. You got the castle. We'll show those on the live stream. Oh, I have a commission for you at some point to put on your shop. Shield prints with this on it right there. We got to make that happen.
I could totally do that.
So we can get our own Dragon Master's emblem.
I could totally do that.
I would love to see that. That's a fun project. Of course, when you get some free time.
Put it on my to-do list.
Add it to the. That's what everyone. Oh, are you making a PDF of that? Yeah, let me just stack it on the other 40 you guys are waiting for.
Right.
All right. We appreciate you guys for coming on. Have a great night, Andrew. You enjoy your pizza. That sounds amazing.
Thank you. You
and
as well.
We'll talk about Royal Knights next live stream.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right, you guys.
Take it easy, guys. We'll see you next time.